Hello everyone, welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 episode talk. So in this episode, a guy has a lot of watches. Meanwhile, Tristan meets Miho very early in the morning for a favor. So it's later on in the morning, Yugi's ready to head for school. However, on his way over to school, he sees Tristan standing in line for the D-Shock watch for Miho. And Yugi gets to take Tristan's place while Tristan goes off to the bathroom. And then he walks forward, and he got the last one. Good old Yugi. So Yugi pays for the last one and he wants to take it. However, then watch guy who was in line, who's upset about the fact that he can't get one. He's like, you do not deserve this. It is mine. Technically, Yugi paid for it. However, before any altercation can happen, Tristan returns and de-escalates the situation, and it further gets de-escalated by the fact that the clerk calls the cops. So now Yugi gives the watch to Tristan, who can then give it to Miho. Tristan probably paid Yugi back. You know how it goes. And Joey bullies Tristan for standing in line for Miho for so long. So then Miho wants someone else. I think it was Miho who wanted someone to hold the watch. However, Tristan doesn't want that. So Joey and Tristan basically they rock, paper, scissors for it. And Tristan wins. So he gets the watch. Yay. So we head over to the arcade, I guess, which I don't even know if that still exists. Potentially still exists, but I have no idea anymore. Because, you know, every game you can kind of play on any console, even on your phone, for crying out loud. So I don't really know if arcade still exists, but there's a chance. But anyway, arcade nonetheless. But watch guy is there as well, who bumps into a guy who just, I guess, potentially damaged the watches. So watch guy beats him up in the bathroom. Meanwhile, Tristan has to go to the bathroom and then he takes off the watch in order to wash his hands. However, then watch guy steals it from Tristan and leaves with it. No, that doesn't leave with it, which that is the weird part. He doesn't leave, but whatever. We'll come back to that later. So Tristan has lost the watch and he strips to his underwear in order to search for the watch, but the watch is nowhere to be found. But then Yugi sees watch guy, and then we have the whole like ad break. And then when we come back, the gang is searching for the watch, but no one can find it. And watch guy steps on Tristan's hand. However, Yugi is too scared to fully accuse watch guy because of the fact he doesn't have any proof. So he follows watch guy, who then takes it out of his pocket to brag about it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why he took it out. Like, he goes down some stairs, takes it out of his pocket, and then looks at Yugi. So then afterwards, apparently Yugi went over there and got beaten up. He gets beaten up very much because obviously watch guy doesn't want to give it back. So then, here we go. Yummy, baby! Once again, a shadow game. And this game is going to be simple, okay? Basically, the whole room has turned into, like, the inside of a clock. And there's a pendulum swinging. And there is a bird, you know, with one of those, like, old clocks where a bird comes out. But anyway, there's a bird comes out, takes the watch, and goes back in. Now, the game is simple. You got 10 seconds. And in those 10 seconds, you have to stop that watch at the closest to 10 seconds. The one who gets closest wins. However, if you go past it, the pendulum will cut your hand. Potentially off if you're not careful. So, the game is on. Watch guy stops it at 9:35, and then it's Yummy's turn, who stops it at 9:95. If you put a 1 in front of that instead of a 0, you have my birth year. However, watch guy wants a rematch because he thinks that Yummy cheated by the fact that, you know, his side was better. So they turn around, switch sides as well, and watch guy wants to stop it. The problem is now the pendulum is coming from the other direction, so this causes watch guy to kind of think to himself, and that causes him to get his hand cut. Sadly enough, he waited too long, which causes him to auto lose. So Yami wants to take the watch, but the watch guy still wants it. But then Yami fuses the watches into his arm and into his eyes. He turns into a watchman. And after that, Yugi gives the watch back to Tristan. Yugi doesn't remember what happened to him. The fact that he got beaten up. And none of that really rings a bell. And then at the end, watch guy smashes all of the watches that he has at his home. And then the next day, Tristan volunteers to get, I think, special perfume for Miho because she wants that. And that is how the episode ends. And, well, we did not have the Jewel monsters. I still very much enjoyed this episode. I love the Yummy games. I like that kind of stuff. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section down below. With that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I do hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if that's already. Turn on notifications. Don't forget, check out the Let's Play channel link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next time for Yugi's secret now revealed. Bye!